Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Celina Pereira. I love makeup and I'm from Sydney, Australia. Today's video is going to be a bit of an interesting one. It's a review and first impressions, but also let's just play with color and let's just do a crazy look on the eyes as well now, shall we? So in this video I am going to be reviewing for you guys the new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. But while I was at it, I had a couple of other new Huda Beauty products that I actually have tried already and that I already love and know that I love, aka the Obsessions palettes. So I just decided to do just like a first impressions, but also give you a look with these palettes, because these palettes are absolutely amazing and I think that they're just underhyped, way underhyped for what they are. I think that they're just absolutely amazing palettes. So that's kind of what this look is. I love the way this look turned out. I actually basically combined all three of these palettes to create this look. You definitely don't need to get all three. Before I get into this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Come on. The button's just down below. It's really not that hard. Be sure also to like this video as well. That really helps me out a lot, you guys. Leave me a comment on what you guys want to see next. And if you guys want to get into this video already and you guys want me to stop rambling on, then let's just get right into it. I first want to start off by trying out the brand new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. I'm using the shade Latte 300N. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it was a bit of a struggle to get my shade. This video is really late compared to everyone else's review on this foundation, simply because when it first came out, it sold out so quickly. And then the shades that they had were very, very, very light shades or very dark shades. Basically, I just wanted to first start off with by just giving you some information about the products. So the product retails for $65 here in Australia at Sephora. That's where you can buy it from. You can also buy it from Cult Beauty. You can buy it from the Huda Beauty website. And that's pretty much it for Australian customers. The product is 1.18 fluid ounces. So it is more than your average foundation, because usually a foundation is about 1 fluid ounce or just under 1 fluid ounce. This foundation comes in a whopping 30 shades. It is amazing because it really, I think, does cater to so many different skin tones. It is said to be a full coverage velvet finish foundation. Supposed to give you a flawless, long-lasting look in just one application, hiding blemishes, concealing imperfections, and camouflaging dark circles. There are tips on the Huda Beauty website if you want to do more medium coverage or more full coverage. You can definitely tailor it. If you wanted to go more of a light coverage with this foundation, yeah, so this is the unit card, and this is what it looks like. It's got a very like kind of velvety matte finish on the outside. It has the shade on the top with a sticker that is supposed to kind of resemble the shade. And then when you open it up, this is what we have. I really do like the component of this. Bottom like little ombre situation feels very like matte and velvety, which is supposed to resemble what the foundation feels like. So I like that. It does come with a pump, which is always a winner in my books for foundation. I really like the packaging. It's a really nice component. It's like a plastic acrylic. It has the shade name and just some info about the products on the bottom as well, which is great. Before I apply this foundation, I also do want to do some skin prep. Now this did come with a primer. I didn't buy the primer. I really never like to buy primers that come with foundations, because I think that if it's going to work for your skin, it's going to work with what you use all the time. So I'm going to basically just use my normal skincare routine. And this is actually a new moisturizer I've been using. This is from Manuka Doctor. This is the Drop of Crystal Cashmere Touch Cream. It's a beautiful moisturizer. I haven't tried it enough for it to be like a favorite, but it definitely is at the moment. From what I'm seeing, I am really, really enjoying it. So I'm just going to apply that just as I normally would any moisturizer. Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This is one of my favorite primers to blur out the skin to the areas that I have pores or texture. I'm also going to apply an oil to my skin, which I always do anyway. I'm going to take the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir, which is again one of my favorites that I use all the time. Okay, so now that that is soaking into the skin, I'm going to get started with the foundation. So to try the foundation, I do want to use a brush as well as a beauty blender. I do this in every single kind of foundation tryout video. This side's going to be the brush and this side's going to be the beauty blender side. One pump, see how that goes, and then go from there. I wouldn't say it's like super thick, but it's definitely not liquidy. Like I would probably say it's really comparable to the Cover FX oil-free foundation that I also really love. And I'm just going to dot it on my skin. My favorite foundation brush at the moment, this is the Tarte foundation brush. I will leave a link down below because I don't know what it's called. As per usual, just start blending this in. Now colour, I think that is an excellent match for me. I'm really happy with the colour of this foundation. You can see I have no foundation on this side, and on this side I have foundation. This is some really nice coverage. At the moment it's still a little bit kind of like, not luminous, but it hasn't dried down fully. So it's not as matte as what I'm expecting it to be at the moment. It still is drying down. It's not gathering anywhere. It's covered really nicely. I did have a couple of little blemishes here, which you can slightly see a little bit of texture with it, but that's normal when you have a blemish, but it's definitely covered all of the redness and all of the colour. I've still got quite a bit of foundation on the back of my hand, so I'm going to see how far this will go. I'm going to do the same thing and just dot the foundation on my skin. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to blend this in. Alright, now with that little amount of foundation, it didn't cover too much, which I thought would be the case. So I'm going to take another full pump of foundation and just build up the coverage. Now that extra bit of foundation definitely did help. Now you can see my full face is covered. I still have these two little blemishes are still kind of peeking through. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let the foundation dry down a little bit and then add just a little bit more because I still have some on the back of my hand, and then just see if that kind of covers a little bit more. It definitely did build as I took more of my beauty blender. It definitely built up. It's full coverage, but it still has that very nice skin-like finish. It is matte, like now that it's drying down a bit more, it's that kind of very matte velvet, but it's not a drying matte either because I do have kind of combination to dry skin. I think it looks great both with a beauty blender and with a brush. So I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer while I'm waiting for the foundation to dry down a little bit. This is just the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light and Neutral. So now while I'm letting that dry down, I'm going to take a little bit more of the foundation and I'm just going to see if I can add some more coverage to the situation going on. I think the more though that you build it up, I think that the more drying it looks. So I feel like it looks kind of a bit dry in this region. I will pull the camera in closer towards the end so you can see how the foundation's looking. Blend out the concealer. I'm just going to use my beauty blender. Now, the reason that I wanted to apply the concealer on top was just to see if it was going to do anything weird with the foundation, because sometimes products are not compatible. I'm not having any issues with blending out the concealer. I think it's blending out really nicely over the foundation. Before I go ahead and apply powder, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I'm talking about before I apply powder, because the powder will kind of blur it out and make it look even more perfect. Alright guys, so I've got you in a little bit closer. This is basically as close as I can get you without the camera going in and out of focus. I don't know if you can pick it up because I do have like bright studio lights and my camera's kind of jumping in and out of focus. I don't know why, but anyway, if you kind of look, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but in this region here, I do feel it looks a little bit dry. This is where I applied some extra coverage. I just feel it's a bit dry on my actual nose, like around this region. I feel like it's breaking up a bit and it's a bit dry. But everywhere else, I think it looks great and looks fine. My forehead looks pretty good. Alright, so now what I want to go ahead and do is just go ahead and just finish up the rest of the face, do the rest of my face makeup. So I'm going to start off with by using my Beauty Bakery Flower Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. This is my absolute favourite powder at the moment. This blurs your skin like you wouldn't believe it. On my damn beauty blender, under the eyes, and really all over the face. Like, oh my god, if only you could see in person, I look photoshopped right here. Like, I just look so photoshopped and so smooth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply a contour blush, highlight, brows, all the rest of it off camera, and then we're going to go ahead and play with a couple of other new Huda Beauty products. Alright guys, now I went ahead and applied off camera all my other face makeup. So I did my bronzer, I did my contour, I did my blush, my highlight, my brows, my eyeshadow primer, the whole lot. So I do have some other little products that I want to play around with in this video. Since we're doing Huda Beauty, I wanted to play with a few more products. Huda Beauty, I have 3 of them. She does have 4. So I have the Smoky the warm brown, and I have the electric obsessions. There is a mauve obsessions as well, which looks absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to get it, but it's sold out currently. So these are available from Sephora Australia. I don't know how much they are off the top of my head, I can't remember, but these are available from Sephora Australia or from HUDA.com or Cop Beauty as well, so you can get them there. These palettes, I've already played around with these are brilliant, these palettes. I have been looking lately for like a go-to kind of like holy grail mini eyeshadow palette that I can travel with, because when I travel I find myself taking like 10 palettes and then I use one of them and then I go, well, why did I waste my time bringing all these palettes? Honestly, Huda Beauty has been killing it this year with what they've been coming out with. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I was ready to abandon Huda Beauty. I could not stand her first eyeshadow palette. I could not stand her highlighting palette. I didn't mind her liquid lips. Wasn't really a fan of the way that she portrayed her Instagram. I tried her lashes and I thought they were cheap, in my opinion. I've since then changed my mind a lot. And mind you, none of this stuff I've been said. I've bought all of this stuff. Her latest palette, the Desert Dust palette, I loved that palette. That is a beautiful palette, and that's become actually like one of my kind of holy grails 2017. I used that palette quite a lot in the year. Then was these. These were awesome. Her liquid lips are still great. I did try out another pair of her lashes, which I actually ended up really, really enjoying. So not all of her lashes are obviously the same. She must have different types of... the foundation, I've just tried it on. I've got it on now. I've been wearing it now for maybe the past hour or two, and it's looking amazing. I think it looks better the more that I wear it. I'm really happy. So Huda, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Take my Morphe G40 brush, this shade here on the bottom, straight into the crease. And I mean, you can see already how pigmented that shadow is. So now I'm going to go into the Electric Obsessions palette, and I think I'm going to take the yellow in the palette, take the same brush, and I'm going to put this, I think, kind of like over that shade, letting the yellow kind of peek through over the top as well. This really pretty coral shade right here in the palette. I'm going to apply this all over the lid. This is just a MAC 239 brush. This is a Morphe R37 brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here, this in the outer corner of the eye, and kind of going up into the crease. Just going back in with my R40 brush just to blend that out a little bit more. This shade right here, I'm going to take that on. This is just a blending brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm just going to stamp it on and then I'll blend it out. And then just going back with my R40 brush, and I'm just going to blend that out. Highlight using my Dose of Colours shader brush. This shade right up here. I'm going to apply that into the inner corner. And I'm also going to apply it onto the brow bone as well. And now that I'm done with the shadow on the top lash line, I'm just going to go ahead and apply some false lashes, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I went ahead and applied some lashes. I used the Holy Lashes in this style Doha for this look. Now for the lower lash line, I did do this one off camera so I can kind of see what I wanted to do because I wasn't sure. So I'm going to take, this is a Morphe M433. I'm going to go into the Electric Obsessions palette to begin with, and I'm going to take that really pretty kind of darker wine pinkish shade just kind of along most of the lower lash line, and I want to connect it up with whatever I've got on my upper lash line as well. And I'm going to take that darker shade that we used, so I'm just going to put that just on the very, very outer part of the lower lash line, this coral shade here, so it matches up with the upper lash line. Now just to make sure that looks all nice and seamless, I'm going to take the same brush, and I'm basically just going to mix the two transition shades that we had, which was this shade here and the yellow shade. And I'm basically just going to just take that underneath all of that. So I'm going to take, this is the Fenty Beauty Mademoiselle lipstick. This one's in the shade Single. It's a really pretty, just plain old Jane nude shade. And I'm just going to apply this. I actually haven't tried this out, so this is a bit of a first impression with this one as well. Wow, this is really, really nice lipstick formula. Jeez. Very creamy. I was surprised that it was actually really easy to apply with the shape and the size of this. It's really easy to apply. Love this one. Alright guys, now that is it for this look. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and be sure to turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on anything that I post. Be sure to leave me a comment down below what you guys want to see next, guys. Any products you want me to try out, any looks you want me to do, I am so happy to do it for you guys. If you guys want to check me out on my other social media, you can go to Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and Pinterest. That all is Celina J. Pereira. Once again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Mwah! Alright guys, now before this video finishes, I just wanted to quickly come on here and just show you guys how the foundation is going. Now, the day that I actually try out the foundation, that is the main footage of the video, I only wore the foundation for 2 or 3 hours and then took it off. This is the second day that I've now been wearing this foundation all day, and I get up for work at about 5:30 in the morning, so I start super early and I do my makeup super early in the morning. So this foundation has been on since 5:30 in the morning, and it is now almost 8:15, so definitely well over the 12-hour wear test. And if you look closely, it looks amazing. I mean, I do like this is all highlight, by the way, so this is not grease. Around my nose it is starting to kind of break up, but it really has only just started to get like that in the past, I would say, hour or so. I did blot twice, both times with no powder. I just took a very thin tissue and just blot away any excess oil that was coming through. And I think that the first time I did that was probably around about the 8-hour kind of time, and then probably about 2 or 3 hours later on is when I did it again. So it looks great. It still has great coverage. I still really like it. I mean, my bronzer and contour is a mess, and my eyeshadow is a mess, and all that kind of stuff, and obviously I've got no lipstick on, but the foundation, look, I think it looks pretty good. It hasn't really creased around my smile lines, hasn't done anything weird. Obviously, like around here around my lips, I've lost a lot of the foundation from, like, you know, wiping my lips, because obviously I've eaten during the day and all that kind of stuff, so obviously it's gonna wear off there. But my problem area is really like around this kind of area here, and it's only just started to go a little bit kind of caking, kind of separating, so it has held up really well. This is definitely going to be my new favorite foundation. I am so excited to have found this foundation. I have been finding that the best way to apply it is with a beauty blender. That's how I've been really liking it. The brush was great, but I think that long term, I think that I'll be sticking to using the beauty blender. And that's it, you guys. If you stayed to see this part of the video, then be sure to leave a rainbow down below, so that way I know that you stayed all the way to the end. And I'm choosing a rainbow for the wide variety of shades that this comes in. So that's it, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, please be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Mwah.